everybody. I'm Vivian Wang. This is my assistant, Christina. I never know how you say your last name.
Cisco.
We're going to show you pieces that are available.
So this is part of the City Kids series that talks about immigrants coming into the United States.
Yes, because I was one of these immigrants. I was actually an immigrant in the 50s, and I saw how everybody was dressed. I was very interested in the way people dressed because I was from another culture. Came to the West and saw that people dress a certain way, and I wanted to dress that way. So it's like wanting to assimilate as soon as possible. I went to school. I learned English quickly because that's what happens when you're a kid. And I did really like the way Americans dress. So I dressed like them immediately. Well, the trench coat was an item that was very classic because children then did not really have a lot of children clothes. They were kind of clones of their parents' clothes.
Like a little mini-me.
Yeah, mini-me's, exactly. Flemish bunny. This piece is actually about 28 inches high. These bunnies grow up to 35 pounds, and they're just giant size.
So I'll insert a picture here.
Well, that one I think they're showing is like a 50-pound bunny. So a lot of these are pets, but of course, some people eat them, but I don't believe Americans eat them. I don't even.
Yeah,
I've
there's some European dishes that are rabbit.
Yeah, but not Flemish bunnies.
Well, I don't know about them.
I would have to think that Flemish bunnies would be kind of tough because they're so big. So this is a clay version. This is how I started.
In greenware, we will add these metal rods so that it facilitates the flow of the glass. Imagine this piece upside down in a mold. And in order for the glass to flow freely into the ears, we needed those rods. And so after, when they come out of the kiln, really rough, and little by little, we sanded it. And this is the etching cream that we added. And then this is with paint.
It's painted on top, but I just used a very pale color so that it would still look translucent. I didn't want the piece to lose its glass quality.
And this is before gems and after gems. And then in the photography when we were taking photos.
So he's a city kid. He's wearing like little hand-knit sweaters because in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, people always wore hand-knit sweaters. I mean, they weren't all hand-knit sweaters, but I remember in college, we would all be standing in line, waiting to get into the cafeteria, and all the women would be knitting. Everybody knitted. Yes, and I managed to knit some vests for people because I didn't know how to really do a sleeve, the cap of a sleeve.
Well, that gets more complicated.
Yeah, it was too complicated for me. But I know that hand knit look was really big then. And then, of course, now we can't even afford them,
Yeah, now they're luxury items.
Right.
Well, here we have some foam wrapped around the head. Obviously, this is after photography, and this is how they get packed up and shipped to the gallery.
Right. Well, this is just the beginning of the packing. My shipping company, RSVP, they will take this, put it into a box within a box lined with styrofoam. They will take it to their warehouse and repack the whole thing again to make sure it's really secure. Because we find that is the most fragile point of the sculpture is at the neck. I have seen my sculpture broken a couple times and it was always at the neck. So we wrap it up securely.
Now moving on to another animal piece.
Yes, this is based on the Gosho dolls, which were Japanese dolls made for members of the court in the Edo period, called the Golden Period of Japan, where art, poetry, and music flourished. The Gosho dolls were very, very expensive dolls. They were always white, and I was able to achieve that whiteness with the bullseye glass to get that kind of opaque white look. The actual Gosho dolls were made with a paint that was made from crushed oyster shells. So that's how they achieved that white look. So they were given as gifts to each other in the royal court. They were very expensive, and there were dolls that were not to be played with. They were dolls to be displayed, as this doll is.
Now we're going to talk about the snub nose. Fuzzy, cute little monkeys.
Yeah, they have a flat nose. As Christina says, They have a Michael Jackson nose.
Yeah, they look like Michael Jackson with their nose.
So we assumed that they were also pets because the Chinese had pets. I mean, they had crickets for pets. They had mice for pets. I figured they must have had monkeys for pets too.
I mean, I'm sure that's like a royal luxury of having these exotic animals.
Absolutely.
So these 3 are available.
Thank you for looking at our video for the Glass Art Fair of 2022. Glass Art Fair of 2022. Habitat Galleries of Michigan. Goodbye.